Okay. So, hi, I teach Turkish language and culture at the University of Michigan, and welcome to the conference, and it is our first session today. I hope you are all ready for a long but a very nice day. So we have three presenters, Ozge Evcen from University of Illinois, and Tuğba Yıldırım, Özyeğin University from Turkey. And we have also Lale Yavanji. Okay, Lale. I'm sorry. So, well, we have an hour and a half, so each presenter, let's say, have 20 minutes, and also we have 10 minutes for the questions and discussions. Sounds good? 20. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, Ozge Evcen?
My name is Ozge Evcen, and today I will share one of my studies that I conducted last year with heritage language teachers at a Sunday school in Chicago. So these are the teachers that only go, so I will talk about it, but just language teachers at a heritage language school. I would like to mention or point out why keeping the heritage language is, or the home language is important. One of the factors is it's a very positive factor in immigrant children's academic well-being and also for their achievement. If they know the language, if they are experienced hearing and learning and talking their mother's language, so they could be able to learn and dive into English better. And also, the research also says that bilingual children's working memory is stronger than monolingual children. And unfortunately, there is lots of language loss in heritage language learners. So there are multiple factors. I will point out a few of them here. The one of them is not having enough supportive programs, as we said in the introduction. So there are not enough supportive programs for heritage language learners to keep their language at mainstream schools. So that's why these kids attend these Saturday or Sunday schools to learn the language. Also, the research also shows that teachers and administration's point of view at mainstream schools are changing. There are variety in their point of view, so they want their kids to learn English. They don't want to sometimes to hear the, whatever their main or mother language is. And also this leads to reduced input and the use of minor language throughout school age period. So until they came to age of 13, since if they don't hear the mother language and if they don't practice it, can you hear me this way? I think I'm making it. So, can you hear me this way? Okay, so I will use my teacher's voice. So yeah, because of this reduced input, after the age of 13, they can lose the language. So in terms of families' approach, so families have different approaches to keep the heritage language. So some of them want to adapt to the culture that they are living here or in wherever they are. So, so they provide resources for the country's language. So if you think about the United States, they want their kids to learn English firstly. And this came after there is this idea, melting pot idea, that Gresham emphasized. It became permanent, or it became very common after the Arizona and California state, they banned the bilingual programs. And so the number of the bilingual programs just decreased at some point, and then now there are more, but not enough actually. And also, families also want their kids to have more promising features, so that's why they support English, not more Turkish or whatever the heritage languages. And also there are some challenges for families, like So when we interview the parents, it can be seen that the determination to keep heritage language is weak. And also, in terms, there is this lack of emotional and educational resources to transform their ideologies into practice. So they want their kids to learn Turkish, but they don't know how to do that. So which resources or how many hours they should speak with their kids at home, or what are the resources that best help them to do that. So they have these issues. And also, sometimes budget could be a problem for families. So because taking their kids to Sunday or Saturday, so at least they have to pay and they have to buy books, they have to spend some time. So it could be a problem for some parents as well. So when we look at the research on heritage language learning schools, in regular schools, there is lack of competent American language teachers. So at least some teachers, they don't know how to look at these certain speakers, how to behave, how to reach them, so that creates a problem for them. So these kids are pulled out in regular schools to learn English in ESL classrooms. So, but that leads to another problem in schools because they miss one of the important courses that they have to learn, math, science, whatever the course is. So in mainstream schools, this is an issue because the main class teacher doesn't know how to reach the kids. And also, yeah, we have lack of specialized courses for heritage speakers as well as schools. There are not enough. Or in American mainstream schools, there is no heritage language courses. And so when we look at the heritage language schools, these schools provide cultural maintenance. So, and also kids who attend these schools, they establish or they construct their identity through these schools because they are exposed to families, language, and the other children that they are like them, they see them and they feel like okay, there are other heritage speakers in the United States like me, and then I can learn, I want to learn language more. And also, these schools help to improve the cognitive development of the children as well. So for my study, I use these two research questions, collect my data. How do teachers perceive their professional identity and its influence on students' attitude on learning heritage language? And the second one was, what do the teachers believe about the curriculum and their instructional practices? For my study, I use qualitative case study design because through this, I investigate the contemporary phenomenon in its real-life context. And also this allowed me to investigate how individuals at heritage language schools make sense of their everyday interactions in their specific roles. And I also use case study because to gain an in-depth understanding of the situation and meaning of those involved. And for this, I have been there 12 weekends, and it was 3 months observations and interviews with the teachers. And to analyze my data, I used categorization of data and Mastikes, and I clustered the teams and through textual and structural data and teams around identity. And I analyzed these teams under G's theorization of these courses, and Bahti's notions of heteroglosia, and Gitter's interpretation of third space. So here when we say third space, this school was interpreted as a new area that the kids create a new area that they use their background knowledge and the new knowledge together, and they have a new area to learn the language and the culture. So I just wanted to give a just overview of the schools because it could be more visual to help you understand. So this was a school that I have been there almost a year. So there was this big room that families stayed there for 3 hours while the kids were getting the language. So for me, it's a big advantage to collect the data because I could be able to see the parents and the classes. There were 3 classrooms, class 1, class 2, class 3 for kindergartners. and everybody was in the same field. And there is one area for extracurricular activities, and there is they have a big library. So, to combine these interview and observational data, I developed a profile for 4 teachers, so there were only 4 teachers at the school. So from my analysis, some explanations of observations were used to analyze it, and their professional identity, and what kind of classroom materials they use to teach Turkish, and what are the methods they help them to use. So I have 3 main findings. So the first one is parental motivation influencing learning. So I could very easily say that there is an encouraging learning environment at school. But the teachers think that mostly from interviews and observations, they say that they rely on parents a lot because they think that the parents' support is very valuable in their teaching as well. Since the parents are at school, sometimes I could be able to see that parents were coming during the break time and then just making comments about the activities or just talking about the things that they are doing at school. It was very just together. They were building the curriculum together. And these are from one of the interviews. So one of the teachers said that, I understand that these kids' parents are more eager to bring their children to this school every Sunday than their kids, but this should not make my students feel obligated to sit and listen to me just because their parents want them to do so. Yeah, this was the case, unfortunately, for most of the kids. They don't want to come to this school on Sundays because they have their English friends, they have their regular school, and they think that, okay, why am I learning Turkish? Okay, my mother and father, or sometimes only mother, sometimes only father, they know Turkish, but these kids still don't understand the reasoning behind it. And so they bring them, but kids can just show some resistance or something. And another teacher said that games are great tools to reach these students. When they enjoy what they are doing in class, I'm sure they will be more eager to come next Sunday. The friendship they built here and the moments they remember will help them remember Turkish is fun. We use bingo, role-playing, tongue twisters, songs, creative drama techniques with them. So yeah, these they show me that there are others, but these show me that, okay, there is an encouraging learning environment. And the second theme is, this is a voluntary job. So these teachers are working there without being paid, just maybe only gas money. And also there's a limited professional identity. So, one of the teachers said that I do not work for the time being and I want to do something beneficial for others. This volunteering approach also gives me a chance to belong to a community. So teacher's purpose is different. So she or he wants to be part of the community, but in terms of teaching Turkish, the background doesn't help them because sometimes they are only here, maybe dentists, she's here or he is here, just belongs to community. And another similar example, my husband and I settled down in Chicago 5 years ago. We have many friends who have children here. So this person wanted to just have an idea if in the future when he have a kid here, when raising a kid, how can she help her kid to learn Turkish? So different reasons. So I could say that these teachers believe that there is a culturally relevant instruction, and mostly the emphasis on motivation and Turkish culture. And some of the teachers said that, one of them, I try to make my students sure that their existence in my class is valuable for me. That is the reason I come up with activities that will make students have fun and learn Turkish voluntarily. And one of the teachers, the second teacher, she was talking one of the students, 2 of them, they were brothers and sisters. She said that, you know how special you are? You all know 2 languages and this makes you unique, different from your monolingual friends. So if you know Turkish very well, this can be your secret language that not most of your friends could understand what you are saying. So think about it. So these teachers trying to motivate the kids to learn the Turkish. Most of the time they try hard to motivate them. And so from these findings, I can say these three main points. As you can, there is a weak sense of professionalism over the years at school. And there's a strong motivation to maintain Turkish language culture, and also parents were a crucial part of maintaining students' language proficiency. And so the relationship between teachers and parents was family-oriented, and they also support the idea that Turkish culture emphasizes interdependent relationship. And it seems that there is a need for professional training for these teachers. And I can say that this study helped me to have an insight into how marginalized teachers encounter struggle. So these groups of teachers are minority in Chicago area, so they need more support, and this shows me how they handle these issues. And yeah, high motivation to teach, and also becoming a heritage language teacher isn't a goal for community members. So we need to raise more issues, and we need to have this goal just to become a teacher. We need more teachers. Yeah.
So we still have, let's see, we have 15 minutes for questions.
Okay. So I just rushed when I say all 10 minutes. Yes.
Thank you. So you mentioned that teachers need professional training, and I think they need also wages. No? I mean, you said that they are wages.
Yes,
So
they
who
are.
will provide that?
Yeah, the people.
This is, for me, this is the main question as a teacher. You know,
That's
how
right.
can you be professional trained when there is no salary and there is no benefits?
Yeah, yes, that's a big issue that the teachers they have don't get money to be able to come to school. That's very true. We need to find more resources and funding for the schools. That school the building was bought by donators in Chicago area. They bought the building and they said, okay, let's serve this school for the Turkish community, and they should come, and then they will just learn.
So it's actually a school. It's not part of a like Turkish American Association
It is.
college.
It is.
Okay.
Taka, yeah, Turkish. Yeah, this is a part of the community, yes,
Okay.
Turkish Association.
Okay.
And they bought this building just 50 years ago or something. It is a very old one. They started in 1950s, or maybe around that. It's an old school, but still there is no, just like the teachers are not paid, and it is only on Sundays.
How many students are there?
It changes. So last year, totally there were 40 students. 40.
And what about the age groups?
So kindergarten is the most crowded one, just 25 of them were kindergarten kids. But other than just elementary school, aging from 6, 7 to 13. So there were those kids, and they separate them into 2 classes according to their proficiency.
You might have said it, but how many hours like per week?
3 hours, only 3
3 hours.
hours. Only Sundays and 3, from 10 to 1 p.m.
So, not being judgmental, but as for the parents, like this is more like parental motivation, but what about the kids? Like, and usually like most of the studies show that like if there are 2 kids in one family, the older one usually learn the language, but the younger one doesn't,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Research says, and I have seen examples of it in the school as well. There were siblings, and also there were just 1 kid, but it is mostly true about these families, especially with the ones with the 2 kids. You can see the difference. The older one speaks or more engaged in learning Turkish.
And the home language is not in Turkish, it's usually English.
English, yeah. I didn't observe them in their home setting, but I had another study before it. I observed families in their home settings for 3 months during the dinner time. So I can say that yes, Turkish is limited. Even though the families are Turkish, they speak English with them because kids start speaking English, start sharing the stories they had at school, and then the families turn into English. So then kids see no reason to talk in Turkish. So yeah, that's another issue. Families, I think we need more workshops or more informational gatherings with the families living in the United States to share some ideas with them how to do that.
So what are the ways to motivate the kids? We know that the research shows kids, they want to speak the mainstream language, they don't want to be different, but when they reach the age of 18, they regret this and they ask their parents, like, why you didn't teach us our heritage language. So what do you think about the ways of motivating the kids?
I see that the visiting Turkey is one of the big factors because kids, I interviewed the kids as well because it's a whole year study. So kids saying that, okay, I have friends, I have cousins, I have people in Turkey, they are waiting for me to go there and then talk with them. So this is a big motivation for kids. And also trying to bring some family members to the United States and staying with. So being exposed. And other than that, families should spend time to read Turkish with them, read Turkish books at night. So I have seen good examples. So those good examples show me that. So like one of the families, they were one night English, one night Turkish, one night English, one night Turkish books before sleeping. And also they were encouraging their kids to listen Turkish music from YouTube or just, I don't know, Kemal Sunal movies or something. They had some times during the week they spent do things in Turkish at home. So parents, books, resources, and visitors from Turkey and Wayne. Sorry.
One question is, what is the oldest age group there?
The oldest one is 13.
13. I see. And then they stop going, or?
Yes, they stop going there. So there is an advanced class, but only the American people, if they want to learn Turkish, they go there, but not these kids continue.
And then another question is, are the teachers or the parents aware of the seal by literacy? Would that be potentially a motivation, maybe for the older kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, the awareness is not just limited in terms of the teaching the literacy.
Oh, I'm talking about the seal of by literacy. So, there are states and schools and administrations in various states that give students who know more than one language proficiently, some kind of diploma, seal of by literacy, which may help them to get into better colleges, for example. Illinois is one of those states that offers the seal of by literacy. So I was wondering if the teachers or the parents are aware of that and that may be some kind of motivation. If there were, for example, students who were older, like 14, 15, 16, and thinking about college already, if that might be a motivation. And then the other thing is, so I see, because the students are younger, there are no courses offered that have some kind of content, not like math in Turkish or social studies in Turkish offered. Do you think that if you offer such kinds of courses that students who are older than 13 might come?
Yeah, that could be a good motivation. So if you have more courses, even if in these schools, or maybe I'm thinking in the future designing some after-school programs just during the week, because 1 week and 3 hours in a week is not enough to learn the language. So maybe if we have more after-school programs, like maybe 1 hour every day Turkish with the kids who are interested. So it doesn't have to be only Turkish speakers, other students could come. So yeah, creating more opportunities is always important. Thank you. I will just jump there, sorry.
I agree with you. Reading loud with the kids, like as a parent, is really important for them to improve their, to understanding their native language. But also for kids, like they really need to read Turkish.
Yes.
And my question is there any online resources that any of you could recommend the kids, like according to their level. Like there is so many apps here, like Epic, ReadingX, iStation, and it's really fun. They could hear why they are reading. The pictures are really big instead of like the the words. Like the words are really like bigger that kids could read, and it's really fun for them. And there are also like in Epic like some scientific videos that they could also watch. Is there any like online resources that you could recommend? Do you
last
have
summer-
anything like that?
Yeah, last summer I was, this passing summer, I was teaching Turkish for adults, but one of my colleagues told me that the Yunus Emre Institute from Turkey, their website, they have a website from 0 level to advanced level. So I use it with adults, but I also use it for myself to see how it goes. And it also, like, kids can use it because it is very visual and user-friendly. So Yunus Emre Institute, so you can find it, they have good resources online, so it could be helpful.
But it's not specifically for HL learners, right?
It is for HL learners because in Turkey we have new population, they are trying to learn. Yes, no,
Yeah.
yes.
Obviously, yeah.
Sorry.
For the
This part.
L2.
For
Okay.
yeah, but this is helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is one more. Hi.
How different is the curriculum for heritage language learners? Can you tell us a little bit about the curriculum?
This of the school, unfortunately, so as I said, limited professionalism here. So the teachers, so my population of teachers, one of them was PhD student of dentist. She will become a dentist, and 2 of them were engineers, and one of them was a teacher here, but just mainstream teacher of English. So they don't have background in teaching Turkish. So that's one reason they couldn't come up with a good curriculum with heritage language speakers. So they are using alternative materials. So they have a syllabus just based on the cultural activities. So they celebrate all the national days and all the bayrams. And for those things they prepare materials. And also it is grammatical based at some point. They try to, but the main heritage language courses should be more just language and culture together, but not only grammar points. So they are also using some books coming from Turkey too, but those books are for Turkish language learners, so it was creating problems as well. So still they don't have a regular.
So is there any Turkish-English bilingual schools here in US?
Yes.
And do you know, like, I mean, I'm just curious about if there is research about those children who goes to bilingual schools. I mean, we know the benefits of bilingualism, multilingualism,
Yes.
but is there any research about those?
Yeah, so that's, in the United States there are only 2 or 3 researches has been made on bilingual Turkish American kids, so I'm trying to be the 4th one. But the one in 2009, there was one professor from New York, so she wrote a dissertation on New York heritage schools, so Bahar Otçu-Grillman, so she has a good dissertation about it.
Thank you so much, Ozge. And now I would like to invite